Hello, everyone. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Hi, Wendy.
Okay, good. You can't hear me. How are you? I'll just making sure y'all can hear me.
It's coming in a little um it's coming in a little like raspy, if you can hear me.
Hey, oh, I can hear you. Look, okay, so my
Good.
second one on the laptop is the internet is shaky, so I'm going to speak with my phone.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Princess Hancock, you're coming in very clear, but Wendy's coming in kind of underwater. You can't
Y'all
really
can
understand
you
what
can't
she's
hear
saying.
me?
Oh,
You can't hear me? Can y'all hear me?
You're in and out, Wendy. You like you're having splashes. Like I heard hear me, and then you're gone again.
All right, let's try something else. Okay, because they can hear me on Periscope and Facebook.
sis, do you want to use your phone? I have to use my phone too. Oh, okay. You're kind of like red. You're
Right. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Okay, y'all, if y'all can hear me, I'm going to have to end it and come back. Can y'all hear me now?
yeah.
Yes, you are very clear. Yes.
You know what it is? So listen, Dubai has been blocking things, and so I had to turn the VPN on now for Zoom. They blocked Facebook, and so I guess now they have now blocked Zoom. So now, that's why now you can hear me. I had to go to the VPN. Look,
Oh my
welcome
God.
to the international life, but you see how you have to improvise and you have to find a solution. You got to have plan A, B, C, D, E, and F. So good. So I'm glad y'all can hear me now. I knew they blocked. But I knew they had blocked several sites that they were doing, and I knew they blocked Zoom in Abu Dhabi. But so I guess they're just making their way on to Dubai now, huh? So yes.
Oh my.
Thank y'all so much for joining us. Where is she? I cannot see her. Princess? Oh, there you are.
Where's who? Where you looking?
You okay?
Because I'm looking at you like, okay, what is she looking for there?
Listen, if you're on Periscope or if you're on Facebook, you can join the Zoom. The Zoom link is inside of the Facebook group. Okay, the Zoom link is inside of the Facebook group as well. You can join on Zoom. The link is inside the Facebook.
Is this inside the Facebook now? Can they watch
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, but it might freeze. You know, we got StrogoNet.
Okay, because I'm trying to
And I'm on
I'm
Periscope.
trying to
Here's
look.
Davis.
Oh, okay, I see you.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started while we have some internet. So welcome everyone. Sis, it's good to see you. We usually talk all the
Same here.
time, but I have been traveling and
I know.
um, and they have blocked FaceTime. So now I have to use another device, which I have to send to you. I got to give you the other how we can talk.
Oh
So
my
it's been a
God.
challenge talking to people, but you just have to work around it. You know, you start getting used to it. But thank y'all so much for joining. As you know, Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock and I, we did this class like right before I came to Dubai for good. So what was that, like August, I think? I think it was like sometime in August, right before I had actually moved
Yeah.
to Dubai. And so I'm always talking about do it scared. And this is a moment when I did it scared. This, and regardless of whatever she says, y'all, I did it scared, okay? I was scared to death. Do y'all hear me? Like I was, because it wasn't just like this is not a regular, like a e-course like you record on your laptop. You know what I mean? It's not that type of e-course. This was a full blown out production with lights, camera, makeup, and all like this was, and you had lines, like it was just something else. And so I'm always saying do it scared. And so this was my moment when I actually did it scared. And now we are now revealing the big reveal, which I don't even want to watch. Isn't that crazy? Does anybody else have trouble? I don't like watching myself. I don't like hearing myself. So as you all know, I went to India this past week and I got an award. And when I was on stage, I still have not listened to that speech. I haven't listened to any of them. I was speaking 2 or 3 times. I have not listened to one of them, but I will. But that's hard for me. And I don't know if it's hard for some of you all as well, but I hope you all enjoy this time. And we're not going to keep you long because I know people have things to do on a Friday. But Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock, is it something that you would like to say to the people?
Well, I just wanted to say welcome back from India. And by the way, I saw a lot of the things that you guys were doing. So it's awesome to see you on that platform do your thing.
Thank you.
So everybody I just wanted to say welcome to everybody. This has been a moment that we've been waiting for a long time. And so it's finally here. It's a course that is dedicated to what Wendy knows how to do best. So welcome.
Thank you so much. And so tonight we're going to share with you, exchange your country code. I'm sorry, exchange your currencies, exchange your country code. Yeah, you need to change that too. Exchange your currencies, okay? Exchange your
okay, good.
Exchange your currencies. So what I want to talk about is basically what the class is. No, I don't even want to talk about that first. I don't want to talk about that first. I want to talk about this process because I think the process of how you do an e-course, like this was new for me. And so Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock, like I said, has a totally different process for doing e-courses. Like everything is of excellence, okay, and high caliber excellence, okay. Now I knew that, but like I said, I wasn't honestly ready for this moment. And sometimes I think what happens is that people will push you outside of your comfort zone. So I truly appreciate that because the whole time that I was whining and I was saying, no, I don't want to do this. This is too much. And I was sweating and all kinds of stuff. She was like, no, be quiet. Just go ahead. Just be quiet. Next. And she was like, next. Like she's a director, y'all, for real. Like to see her in director mode. But I want to say I truly appreciate you for doing that because since then, it has helped me to actually do things such as India, such as to be able to go outside to different countries and do different things. Also, I have actually now have another collaboration with someone who's asking me to do another e-course with them. And when they said the whole production thing, I wasn't as scared as I was. Now I'm just like, oh, I got this. I got this. So now it was able to.
Look at that.
Yes, I was like, oh, I got this. I was able to get this now. But I think that one of the things that we have to always think about is that, in order to grow, you have to step outside your comfort zone, right? You have to be pushed and you have to be able to excel. And so for those of you all who have thought about doing something, you're not sure what you want to do, then I encourage you today to look at ways that you can actually move forward within growth. And so do y'all have any questions before we get started? Or Princess, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I'm just here to support. I'm here to I guess you're going to show them and then you're going to walk people through what they're going to be expecting. And then of course, like you said, talk a little bit about your experience on the set. So because a lot of people out there doing a lot of things, and it's important that when we do things, we need to do it with the spirit of excellence. So.
Well, I guess you should tell people where you are. So I'm in Dubai and she's in Saudi Arabia, you all, for those of you all didn't know that. So that in itself, hopefully that inspires you too. I always tell people, it doesn't mean that you have to go outside the country. But I do think that you should definitely consider it and consider the opportunities of going outside the country. Since I have been now living here, the opportunities and the doors have just opened. And it has definitely taken me outside my comfort zone. Most recently is a collaboration. Hey, Pam, thank you. Is a collaboration with a training center I'm a partner now, which is something I always wanted to do. There's some other partnerships that have come along as well that I'll be venturing out to the point of, I don't even know when I'm coming home next, to be honest. But I will say this. the collaborations that I have gotten outside of the country outweigh the collaborations and things and offers that I've gotten in the States. Isn't that deep? Like, that's really sad because you honestly, like, I've been living, that's where I'm from, right? And so you would think that honestly that I would have all these amazing opportunities and things coming from the US and collaborations, and but it's not like that. I actually get more outside the country. And so that was the reason for this class as well, is because I want you all to understand that everything is not in your country. It's things are outside of your country code. I always say step outside your zip code into a different country code, that the opportunities are there. And the other thing is, you honestly, you don't have to like beg. Like, it's almost like you have to give your arm, your neck, all your limbs just to get somebody to buy from you, to support you in your business. It's like you have to go through so much. You have to then tell people, you know, this is what I can offer you. Then they want to wait 2 or 3 years to get in contact with you. Because people actually coming to you and actually wanting to collaborate with you, to the point of, that's good, I would just say this, to the point of them actually, it gets to the point of being overwhelming. Because now is, instead of me having, oh, I hear some background, hold on, let me turn something. Instead of me having, hold on, let me just mute some people 1 second, Joe, because I hear something. Instead of me having to search for a whole lot of opportunities, they're coming. Instead, I'm having to say, is this opportunity meant for me? Is this opportunity right for my business? Does it match my core values? Is it something that I would have to do long term? Because as you all know now, this contract that I'm actually working with the school system here was a longer contract. It was a year. I had to commit to this year, which was not easy. Isn't that right, Dr. Princess Fomi Hancock? It is not easy, okay? Because Sister Girl had to do it too, all right? So committing to a year, living outside of your country, it takes a whole lot of prayer, patience, discipline, and also just being true to yourself, because you can lose yourself sometimes. If you're over here too long, honey, you can lose yourself. And so it takes a whole lot. So you have to be in the global mindset, which is what this course also talks about, is the global mindset, understanding the laws, how you actually work with people. Also, there's some risk. There's risk in everything. You know, a lot of times I talk about Dubai and Abu Dhabi and all these places. There's risk everywhere you go. Safety, every place has crime, but it's nothing like in the States. I'm not worried about somebody shooting me or something like that, right? I'm not worried about that here. And as far as risk, as far as business, the risk is that for me, this is for me, I always do a SWOT analysis, is that I have, there's opportunities in the States that I have lost. So I've actually lost opportunities in the States because I'm not able to accept them because I'm here for a year. So you have to look at that. So a lot of times people will say, oh, I really want to move out of the country. This is what I want to do. But you have to realize, can you deal with the culture? Can you put some of your own personal things aside that maybe, you know, I go to church on every single Sunday. I don't miss a Sunday. Well, you won't be going to church every single Sunday if you came to Dubai. You would go to church on Fridays. You know, if there's some things that you would have to change. Ramadan is coming up. Ramadan is no joke, okay? So if you can live and work through Ramadan, and there I says, if you can live,
Can I
I can
can
hear
I
you. Go
interject
ahead.
into that? You said
Yes.
you said you get to go to church on Friday. Well,
Oh, that's right.
good for you, because we don't get to go to church
That's
at all.
That's right. You don't. In Saudi, you don't. So that's different. I forgot about that. So see, think about it. So you might miss church altogether.
But I do church in my apartment. I do
Right.
church here.
And
I do church.
but you were willing to accept that and say that's what you had to do to exchange
Exactly.
what you're trying to do. And so that's what you would have to do. You have to make
Exactly.
sacrifices. There's sacrifices that have to be made. You know, I actually, I'm married. I have children. Well, my husband is here with me now, but he's here. Yes, that's nice. My kids come, so they're able to travel as well. But, you know, there's a lot of times when we make a lot of sacrifices. So people are always, so when people, honestly, this is my truth. And a lot of you, some of you have been following me, some of you are new to me, is that people always say to me, I really want to move overseas. I really want to go. And I'm like, I freeze up on the other side of that message, to be honest with you all, because I'm like, do they really know what they're getting into? You know, it looks great, but there's so much more to it. Now, hey, Andy, but I will say this, is I love living over. I love living in Dubai. It's a wonderful place to live, but it comes with sacrifices. It does have its own challenges. Like I said, Ramadan is going to come up. This is another piece of it, is that during Ramadan, you cannot eat or drink anything out in a public place and then for like 13 hours. So can you imagine? It's going to be 105 to 110 degrees outside. No, you cannot walk with your bottle of water. You know what I mean? And of course you want to be like, hey, I got to drink some water. I'm not fasting. You all are fasting. That's our little Western ways, but you all may just get locked up or you might get a ticket, one of the two. So you have to know about the law. So this class actually talks about that as well. And this is the truth. And so last year I did the entire Ramadan experience from fasting. My sister was checking on me every day. You okay? Because I wasn't drinking water, you all. I wasn't drinking anything. I wasn't eating anything for 13 hours. That's a long time. And I wanted to read the Quran. So someone had bought me the Quran, and they bought me, it's in Arabic on one side and English on the other. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted to understand and experience the culture. Like I wanted to understand why they do what they do. Why do they move like they move? Why do they believe in this and don't believe in that? So I wanted to see what is the comparisons of the Bible against the Quran. You know, I wanted to look at everything. And so I experienced that. And then last year I recorded some of it, and with the struggle net, half of it disappeared. It's still stuck in YouTube land somewhere, okay? So, but this year I am going to record the whole thing with 2 different devices so that I can share with you all, because I will, Angela, your smile so nice. I see you smile. And so that I can share with you all, okay? Because I want you all, this is my thing, like I show you Dubai and I show you like when I go places and things that are fun, but I need to show you, I need y'all to understand there's some stuff, some struggles over here too, okay? There's some real struggles, and you know, the opportunities is great. Like I said, as far as opportunities, all opportunities. And if you're an American, it's just like, it can be a gold mine if you do the right thing. Some of us don't like to be consistent. And that's the truth. Some of us don't like to be consistent. We don't have discipline. You have this time zone thing going, like right now what time is it? It's 9:14 p.m. We had to figure out how was it going to work for everybody to be on this call, right? Now, thank you. Sometimes I actually honestly would do 4 a.m. Now I was going to do my sister like that. Then I said, oh, she ain't going to do that. So let me just go. So usually I'm up at.
Well, my mastermind, I do that for mastermind once.
I didn't want to do you like that. I was going to, but usually 4 a.m., 3 a.m. We thank you for inviting followers. We do what we have to do. So I was willing to get up in the middle of the night at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, because think about it. When you leave the States, right? Once you leave, you're still going to have clients and stuff that you're going to have to service overseas. So how are you going to be able to do that? How are you going to balance all that? So all of this takes discipline and planning. So if you all are not planning in the U.S., then please tell me, how are you going to do this international? A lot of times people would take these classes, right? And then you'll say, this is why I'm so excited. I'm ready now, right? You did? See, that's exactly what I did, Ash. And you're saying you're ready, but then no one's planning even in the States. If you don't start planning and preparing, when I started this journey, my whole thing was very strategic, and it was planned to a T, and every day is planned. It has to be. I honestly, what was it? When I was in India, hot mess. And y'all know I'm very truthful and direct, is that in India, I was off track. It was just a mess. I didn't have time to plan. Usually I'm planning, and I felt it, y'all. I felt it like I was stressed out. And I don't even think Erica or any of GSS members knew that, but I really was off track, because usually I plan, but because we were running and the opportunities were endless. When I tell you all the opportunities in India, if y'all don't get out of y'all country, y'all better move quickly. Go visit, I need you all to go look for conferences, do something. But that conference in India was so overwhelming, sis. That was the best conference I have ever gone to my entire life. Isn't that something? As far as being global yep, see, Miss Joyful here. As far as making global connections and people, and that's the thing. If we were in the States, and y'all know I'm about to tell the truth, if we were in the States, now we go see what we go with our sisters in our group, and we talk about this and that. People don't want to share. Nobody wants to share what their experience. No one wants to share their resources. Somebody's scared. Everybody's going to get this. But when I tell you that the wells and the waterfalls are running, honey, in that conference, when I tell you that no one held back, everybody wanted to help everyone. People were inviting us to different countries. It was truly an amazing experience. And it's sad that we cannot have that same thing also in the States. And so we have to change that. And so I do want to challenge you all to do that. So the next time you all have an event, don't be scared to give out information. Help your fellow sister or brother, Mr. Rick, right? We want to make sure that we do that. Mr. Rick is our brother, Princess. I have to tell you about Mr. Rick. Mr. Rick said he don't care if it's women or whatever. He's gonna go where we go. Okay? He is showing up for the brothers. We appreciate Mr. Rick. All right. So I wanted to share that with you all because, as always, I try to take you through a little bit of my journey and things that I actually go through. But I am here in Dubai. I honestly never did think, well, I can't say I consider. I kind of considered India a little bit. And I was like, I'm not coming back to India. This is when I was in the car going from the airport, because they drive crazy. I was done in the car. I was done. Their driving is worse than Saudi and anywhere else in the country I've ever been. And so I was done going through the airport. I was like, I'm never coming back here again. Whatever is here, I'm going to see it. And I don't care if I don't see it again. And of course, he always says, no, little girl, you're going to be back here in India, boo. That's why you're here. And so now I probably will be going back to India to do business because there are opportunities. See, exactly. See, and she said she met a lady at the airport. Exactly. It's so many opportunities in India that we are missing out on, which I don't even think she's on here, but Biz Techpreneur, I will be reaching out to her because a lot of times we never look at countries. People always look at Dubai. They see me and everybody wants to go to Dubai. Everybody wants to go. There's so much more out there. It's so much more. Just like Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock is in Saudi Arabia. Now I've done Saudi. She can keep Saudi. I keep saying I ain't going back, but I don't know. We'll see. But right now, I'm going to let her do the Saudi thing, okay, because I did that. But Saudi is expanding, you all. A lot of women have not thought about, and men have not thought about Saudi, but they're actually expanding right now. There's so much more. And I truly, as you see, am very biased of the Middle East. I love the Middle East. I do. They have been good to me. They've never done anything to me, regardless of what you hear on Google and news or whatever you're hearing. I don't even know what y'all are hearing now. Whatever it is, just like Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock, she's in Saudi Arabia. She's in Saudi. Now, at least I can go to the malls. I can go to the malls. She just surrounded.
What are you talking? We do go to the malls too.
I don't know what kind of mall. They ain't got our kind of mall in Dubai.
No,
they got.
We might not be hearing that much music, but we do go to.
Look. They got a half. They have a half a mall. They do have a half a mall. Hey, right. They do. But now, with Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock, Saudi Arabia takes discipline. I am truly proud of you because I don't know if I could have did that yet. Ain't that something? I'm telling you, I've been doing this for a long time, but I don't know if I could have did that year in Saudi. I really don't. So I commend you for doing that entire year. And I can't wait for us to read it in the book because I know a book is coming out. I know it's coming. I know it is coming. I know it's coming. It has to come. Hey, Brandon, how are you? If you're joining me, thank you for joining. So I want to get into, I've been talking a little bit about exchange. What were you going to say, sis? Go ahead.
Come here.
Oh, wait.
Hold
on. Somebody fussing at somebody. Hold on. Okay, go ahead, sis. What were you going to say?
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yeah, I thought you was going to say something, but somebody had said something. You weren't?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. So let's go ahead. I'm going to share this screen. Like I said, we're not going to keep you long. So Exchange Your Currencies, like I said, was a masterclass that I did with Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock, Scared to Death. This is the real thing of Do It Scared because I was scared, sweating. Like, honestly, y'all, that right there was something else. But I got through it with even all, y'all just have no idea. She's a director too, y'all. So it wasn't, I want her sister doing that moment, honey. It wasn't no sister, no love. When you're talking about somebody who's be able to keep the boundaries of their business, sister was keeping the boundaries. No, come on, do that again. No, do that right there. So this is a live class, a full production. This is nothing that was done on the computer. We're talking about the culture, the laws of the Middle East, having a global mindset, preparing yourself, the foundation, doing business in the Middle East, the risk and rewards and planning and marketing. And so the reason why of course, we decided to do it on the Middle East because that's where I am. That's where I've been the majority of the time. That's what I know. Not saying that I don't know other countries and the cultures and the way you do business, but of course, I love the Middle East. Also, because there are so many negative biases about the Middle East and about women doing business in the Middle East, which is not true. And so, not saying that they're all not true, because there are some that are true, depending on what part of the Middle East that you're in, but it's not all. And so I wanted to change that mindset, and I wanted to open your vision to other countries and other cultures, and say, you know what, maybe it's that I actually can do something actually in working with Saudis and Kuwait requires serious culture. Okay, someone on Andy on Facebook said working with Saudis and Kuwaitis requires serious culture, education, and discipline. Yes, it does, Mr. Andy. I might be go more than that. So it's requires a whole lot. Look, it really does, and
Yes.
it does. It's like, and you're patient. So if you're not patient, if you're not a patient person, I would say that doing business globally might not be for you, and that's the truth. If you are a person who's not patient, if you feel like everything has to be your way, if you feel like, you know what, I cannot make any changes, I don't want anything to change, I'm not willing to do this, I'm not willing to sacrifice, it will not be for you. You will definitely struggle, and you will definitely struggle with that. Like I said, it takes a lot of making sure that you understand the culture. Just like I told you, I don't want anybody getting locked up, because you can get locked up really quickly. Also, you can get banned from the country. Also, you can risk losing the contract before you even get the contract because maybe you said a word wrong. One of my classes, I talk about the difference in even branding. Hey, Boss Chick Crate, I just saw you. I just talk about the different branding and things. And so, for instance, there's a makeup, there's a one I can think of at a time. There's a mascara called Better Than Sex that's actually in Sephora's in the States, but here it's called Better Than Love. The exact same brand, but it's because of the word sex. So things like that, even the word hustle, depending on, I'm seeing it a little bit more here. But when I was asking somebody the other day, I was like, what does that word mean to you? And they was like, why would you want to hustle me, Miss Wendy? I was like, no. I'm not trying to hustle you. I'm just trying to see what you think the word means, but that's what it is. Why would you try to hustle me? And the first thing we want to talk about is, we're going to hustle this and hustle that. And I used to say it all the time too. And then when I started doing business overseas, I try to remove that word. I don't say it at all when I'm over here, unless I see somebody that I know and like their shirt. I noticed that a lot of people now, they got the word hustle on their shirt. But you want to be careful of the things that you say, your branding. Even look at, so like in India, when I went to India the other day, we went to McDonald's. McDonald's actually does not sell in India any Big Macs. The Big Mac, right? They have something called the spicy chicken. The spicy chicken, why is it spicy? Because they actually like spicy food in India. So it makes sense for them to brand that way. Does that make sense? Can you all mute your phones? Can y'all mute your phones coming in? Grind. I haven't heard anything say anybody bad about Grind, but I don't use it though. To be honest, I don't use it. I don't use that word, and I don't use hustle, but I never heard anybody say anything bad about it. Great question. But I haven't heard anybody say anything about it. We talk about the laws as well. Thank you for inviting followers, sis. We talk about the laws as well. We talk about having a global mindset, how to prepare yourself, and the foundation that you need. So a lot of times people think that when you actually are talking about doing a business internationally that you don't have that foundation. Well, if you're doing a business, you need to have some type of foundation. If you are saying that you want to just take yourself overseas, then I'm going to say that, maybe work for a company, then I'm going to say that you need to at least understand the culture and the laws. And you want to have a global mindset because that's going to help you survive. Does that make sense? And so maybe the foundation piece wouldn't be there because you just like, I actually just want to be able to, hey, how are you, Fala? I actually just want to come overseas. I just want to work for somebody for a year, which is fine. A lot of times people ask me that, is it okay, should I work for someone first? This is the benefits of working for someone overseas. Number one, if you are an American, can y'all mute your phones coming in? If you are, I think I got it. All right. If you are an American, they will actually, your contract, thank you for joining, they will, or they should, and sometimes I know they try not to now, especially because of some issues that people done, but they should pay for your housing. Thank you for inviting followers. They will, they should pay for transportation. At least those are the basics. Does that make sense? So it is, and a benefit of actually working for a company. And while you're working, for those of you who have taken some of my classes, always say, while you're working, you look for opportunities to build your business. You look for other contracts while you're there. So it's not bad to take a position working for a company. It's not. Or you can take a position working for a company to get the experience as well. Maybe you just like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you for inviting followers. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I want to do this or not. Let me just go over here and just see the experience and let somebody else pay for it and pay you for figuring it out. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's not bad to take a position. It's not bad to do a job for three months to 6 months. I have a couple of clients who, for me, I felt it was going to be better for them to do a job, and while they're doing the job, to build their business while they're doing it. It just made sense. And so that's the route that they're going on at this moment. That's the route that they have gone on, because either their business, because of trying to build the relationship where there was a big gap, from being in the States to being in the country of their choice. The gap was too great to build the relationship, because a lot of this is based on trust. And unfortunately here in the UAE and some other places, but definitely here, we've had people who have actually joined these jobs and, you get paid. So let's say like if it's the summertime, the way most of the contract, yay, you're welcome. The way the contract actually works is that most of them, at least 87%, it should work like this, is that you get paid for the summer or you get paid for some type of holiday break. Well, they pay you most of the time, especially if you're not working for somebody for a year, you usually have you get paid cash. If you don't have a banking account in that country, you get paid cash. So think about it. So I'm getting ready to go home November, right? You give me a month's worth of salary. I go home to the States, plus you pay for my trip. I might not come back. And that's what's happening. People are taking the money and they're not coming back, unfortunately, which is making it now hard for other people now trying to come in. Because when I was doing it, it was more like, oh, we trust you, we trust. Thank you so much for joining, we trust. And now as people are doing that, they're taking the money. They're taking the money for the summer, they're not returning. In the summer, they get like 2 months, 3 months. If they have been, I think it was with the UAE, if you've been with the company for 2 years, they actually give you some gratuity on top of the 2 months on top of that. So can you imagine all that cash? So a lot of them are not coming home. And it's unfortunately, right? You had talked about this already, but I missed it. Does that make sense? And so I want you all to, it's not just about you taking your business overseas. It's that you can look for opportunities while you have a job. Go, if you can do 2-3 months, if you can do a month, then do that and build your business. All right. So, or you can vice versa, you can get a contract, or I have clients who just speak. All they want to do is be international speakers. That's great as well. You want to travel the world and you want to be an international speaker. Okay. Makes sense? But again, I talk about the risk, the rewards, and also the planning and the marketing in this course. Let's see. Character integrity is also needed, not just a plane ticket. Exactly. Ooh, yes, and that's where my sis, Dr. Robin, can talk to you about integrity and character, because you really do. That's the truth. Like, it's a mess right now, y'all. It's so sad. Some of the stories that I actually hear are those people signing contracts for longer stays but cutting out, just joining in hope. Somebody else sent a question. I didn't see it. So are those people just signing contracts for longer stays? It's a mixture, unfortunately, because you can still come in on a contract. Like most recently, there's someone, I'll just say this. I know someone who came on for right before Christmas, November, and they got paid for the whole month of Christmas and they didn't come back. They didn't come back. And their plane ticket was there. They didn't come back. The person didn't come back. And you see that a lot. And so that's the risk of the company, but also that's, the culture is trust, right? Remember, so if you know the culture of the Middle East, if you know the Muslim culture, it's about trust. Your word is your bond, right? We're going to trust you. And so I hate that because unfortunately people tend to use them. It's sad, y'all. It really is. How do you find out about these conferences? So the conferences, it depends. Hold on. The conferences, it depends. I would honestly say that if you're looking for conferences, I would look for conferences, of course, that are in your target area of people who you actually want to network with. So for me, for instance, like the one that we did in India, I love working with women from all over the country. So I want to I want to attend a conference where there's women from all over the country. I don't want to go to the US and attend a conference with the people from the US. I love y'all. I do. But my goal and mission is global, right? So I don't need to go to, I'm not saying that I don't. I attend conferences and I actually speak inside of the US, but when I am looking for business, does that make sense? Globally, I want to go to the ones that are internationally, and I want to be with lots of women from all over the country. So I'm looking through that whole flyer that they have. I'm emailing the person who's in charge of the conference saying, where are the women coming from, speaking, da, 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 and that's how I did it. Does that make sense? So be very strategic. Like, don't just go to conferences, just be going. Like, I don't have time. I don't have time with patience. That makes sense? Okay. So also in this class, since you can jump in whenever you want to, you mighty quiet. Why are you so quiet? She ain't never is quiet, y'all. Hold on, make this a bit smaller. Sis, I can't hear you. Hold on, I can't hear you. Now go, what?
Are you going to show the trailer later?
If I show the trailer on mine, y'all are going to lose me.
No, later when you're done.
If I show the trailer on here, it will lose me. The whole internet will go out.
Oh.
It's not. Yeah, it'll go completely out. Hold on. Hold on, sis. If you ask me a question on Periscope, put it back up again. I'm sorry. I'm on Zoom and Facebook.
Wendy, can I ask the question verbally?
Yes. Who? Yes. Go ahead. Yes.
It's Kamika. Okay, so in the course, once you actually get in the course, are you basically showing how to work overseas, like go there like physically, or are you actually showing like kind of that question I asked you earlier, how to just set up yourself basically with the contract? I mean, does it start from the very, very, very basic and then work your way up to like what you're doing?
It's a mixture.
Okay. Let me open it here.
I guess I'm asking, like, if once I join the course, like, I'm I'm passionate, I'm eager. So will it really kind of catapult? Will it start me to, just learning the culture and stuff? But will it get me started with the contract itself to get with the company?
Can I share a little bit there, Wendy?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm inside of the course curriculum right now. And so just like you mentioned, besides the culture, that she talks about the culture, she also talks about the laws that govern you working outside of your country. And because I know for a fact that is important, because I am currently in Saudi Arabia. And this is my first time in Saudi Arabia. And so it's not only just knowing the culture, but also understanding the laws that govern the things that you want to do in that particular area. So these are the kind of things that she talks about. She talks about the global mindset, because my goodness, that is, as you know, I know a lot of people talk about global mindset, but boy, it became very real for me coming to Saudi here, because it was one thing to get the contract. It took me another 6 months or so to finally say yes. And Wendy will be the first to say it, because she will call me that time and say to me, "Oh, are you 100% there now?" And today I might call Wendy and say, "Oh, I'm 110%." I mean, in the morning I'll tell her I'm 110% for this, and in the night, by the time we're talking, I'm down to 40% again. And so those are the kinds of things that she talks about. She talks about you preparing, a lot of preparation that you have to take on when working in Middle East, because there were certain preparations that I did not know that I needed to. I've been to Dubai before. Saudi was my first thing. So I just assumed Saudi and Dubai, hey, they're not far from each other, so they might be governed by the same thing. Well, no, they're not. And so preparation, she talks about preparation. She talks about the keys of the foundation thing, the foundational rules and regulations that you must know before even thinking. Because here is what I guarantee. By the time you're done with that foundation part, you're going to decide for yourself, am I going to start doing business, or am I going to go in as a consultant, or am I just going and work? That is what that foundation part does for you. Then she segued herself into doing business. Now she really goes into what she's doing, how she's networking, the meetings that she's having there, the best practices in doing business in that area. And then she segued into the risk and the rewards of doing business. And finally, she moves on to the planning, the research, and the marketing. So this is kind of like detailed in all of the master classes that we've had in Storyteller Bistro. My goodness, I told my sis Wendy, I said, "Sis Wendy, my God, hers was longer." She said, "Well, dang, why didn't you tell me that before?" I said, "No, I didn't want to tell you because I know that would kind of like, stop the flow." So hers was long, it was detailed. I truly believe that anybody out there who is really thinking, who perhaps is just dreaming of wanting to do anything that like what we're doing right now. I've been in Saudi for almost a year now. This course will literally help you to be clear in some things. It will be, your decision. And the first and foremost thing is you make a decision, and it's amazing when you make a decision, then doors will begin to open. But when you do not make a decision, doors do not really open. Even when people like Wendy is trying to open doors for you, they will not open because the decision has not been made yet. So that is my take on this course.
Thank you, sis. Great. That was a great summary. And so, yeah, the course is actually longer than what it was supposed. I didn't know it was this long. So it's like 9 chapters. It's 9 chapters and 5 workbooks. So this is the thing. If you sit down, so a lot of times this is what people say to me all the time. Basically what this question was. So if I go through this course, I can get contracts, I can be able to start. Listen, at the end of the day, I can give you everything. I can give you all the tools, all the information. But honey, if y'all don't execute the plan, you have to execute. You have to execute. You have to have discipline. You can't just say, ain't that right, Dr. Ricky? You have to look. He will tell you, you have to, like, anybody can give you information. And the reason why I'm picking on him is because he has executed to the 10th power. He's executed. Dr. Ricky, were you gonna say something?
No, what you're saying is true. I don't care how much information you're giving, if you don't apply yourself and do the heavy lifting. I think sometimes people expect you to do the heavy lifting and then just set them up, and you just provide the information. They have to do the heavy lifting.
Oh, that's a good way. I never thought about that. Yes. And so everything. Thank you for that. In this class, though, I will say this: like I just talked on this, and I think that's what I enjoyed about this class the most, is that it wasn't where it was a training where it was a script, but I was actually just able to be me, and I just gave all the information. I just poured it all out and just kept going. That's probably why it's so long, but that's the reason why. And then of course the workbooks with it. But honestly, there have been people from just, and this is why I said you have to do the work, and it depends on who you are. But there's been people who have come out of actually, I take that back, didn't even come out of my classes. They were in the class. Some people within 3 days of the class, some people within we had 8 weeks, and within the 6th week, they had contracts already. Some people within 2 or 3 days. Some people just listening to a live have had international speaking opportunities because of something I said. So it just depends on what you do with the information and how you use it. Now, if you are someone if you don't have a business at all, it is going to take you longer because you have to create the foundation. If you're someone who just wants to be an international speaker, there are international speaking opportunities. But I know for certain that if you put in the work, there is no reason why you cannot be a global entrepreneur. I am no different than anyone else. I just decided to do the work. I decided to do the work. I decided to learn the culture. It's very important that you understand the culture. Listen, just like Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock was saying, like, I think that's the piece that people miss the most, is really understanding the culture, because if you understand the culture, you will know how to connect with them. So a lot of times people are saying, oh, I emailed Wendy. I just been emailing this person and da da da. Well, what does your email say? Your email might sound very Western, or your email might be a whole page. Anybody got time to read all that? They don't want to read all that. Nobody has time for that. I need y'all to do some bullet points. I need y'all to start trying to write all these books in an email. I need you all to make sure that your proposals are not long. Your American ways have to shift to a global mindset. Everything cannot be in your Western ways. Nicole says, I can testify to putting in the work. Wendy helped me set the foundation. Thank you. Yes, once Nicole has put in the work, she'll be executing. Yes, Nicole, you do. But if you put in the work, I promise you it would happen if you put in the work. But you have to put in the work. You have to understand the culture from a simple, I'm going to give y'all a good example right now. So there is this lady there's I'm working with somebody in Bahrain right now. This is a new opportunity, and I reached out to them. I reached out to Bahrain 4 years ago, something like that. Never got a reply, never got an answer, never nothing from this company, nothing, right? As I started to grow and learn more about the culture, about this company, look, on LinkedIn, that you all can look on LinkedIn, you can find the people who are within that company, right? So I started to stalk those people in that country that work for that company to see what they were posting, what they were posting about, what they were saying, new events that was coming up. And guess what? I found this, they had just celebrated some type of 10 years something in their company. So I ended up sending them a nice little email just saying, congratulations, right? Congratulations on your 10th anniversary and such. That is so awesome. I'm here in Dubai and I heard about it and I'm sure people, boom, I got my reply back. But it takes putting in the work doing things like that. Does that make sense? So, our Western ways, that's right, do the homework. Our Western ways are what? We just send an email to people and we think that they're going to reply to us, but no, you're going to have to do some work. Ramadan is coming up, right? You need to learn about Ramadan if you all are trying to reach people in the Middle East. Your sales, if you're doing products and services, ain't that right, Dr. Principal? It needs to say Ramadan sale. It's not offensive. You're respecting their culture. They love it. They're not offended. They're not. But we don't look at things like that. So in other words, we're preparing for what? A lot of us, no offense, I love my mother. We're preparing for Mother's Day sales. I'm a global entrepreneur. We did Mother's Day in March. March was Mother's Day internationally. Does that make sense? So you have to start having that global mindset. So I talk about that all that time. Research and preparation goes around. Exactly. The planning, the marketing. So I encourage you all, once you get into the class, the other thing is that you have days. Pick 2 countries. Now, if you're someone who gets self-track and all of that, then I'm going to say just pick 1 country. Pick 1 country, really master the culture. Study it, understand it, find ways to connect, look on LinkedIn, things like that. And then say, today is going to be, so Monday, let's say they start on Sunday. because here it starts Sunday through Thursday is the work week. So Saturday is going to be your day that you plan. So now I'm planning, right? So I have my planning day. And on my planning day, now for my planning day, I have Sunday and Monday that's going to be my London days. Does that make sense? So Sunday and Monday is going to be my London days. But if I'm also the type that really doesn't plan well and follow through, maybe I'm going to say Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are my London days, and everything else is going to be the days for America. Does that make sense? That's how detailed and disciplined you have to be within this whole thing. Does that make sense? That make sense to y'all? Anybody? That makes sense?
Can I just add something? Can I just add something?
Please.
For those who are hearing, a lot of times, because I'm a storyteller, it's easier for me to use my own life experiences because I think that when just like Wendy's using her own life experiences, it kind of convicts you, and it also pushes you to actually think about things, because now she's using something that she's really going through, she's experiencing. And it's just like my own case to coming to Saudi here. Wendy will tell you that I've always been one that always wanted to do TED Talk. I've always felt I would do TED Talk.
Yeah.
But I never thought that I would ever do TED Talk outside of the US. Never. I mean, come on. I never thought about it. So I remember telling her, well, you watch, one of these days I'm going to be on TED Talk. And so coming to Saudi, TED Talk was the farthest from my mind, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe when I get back home, then we'll start back with the old dreaming of TED Talk. Well, this is where she teaches you in this classroom. She teaches you about collaboration. She teaches you about connecting and networking. Now, a lot of the people that I met here, a lot of the Saudis that I met here, beautiful, beautiful soul. One of them nominated me without me even knowing. She just went ahead because she saw the way that I was connecting with them and the way that I was treating them. And she went behind my back and she nominated me for a platform that I never even knew existed in Saudi. You have to know Saudi for you to know that I wasn't thinking that TED Talk was here, because the only TED Talk I saw was for male, and that was in Riyadh. So I said, oh, my bad, forget it now. For women, I'm a woman, this is not gonna happen. Well, she nominated me for it, and then later on called me and said, well, you might be hearing anything anytime soon, so just be ready. And for now, today, I am the very first African American to grace the platform of TED Talk in Saudi. In Saudi.
That's huge.
Think about that. So what if I had not taken that opportunity, Wendy? What if I had not said, what if I said to myself, oh my God, my children, my family, my this, my that, and I did not take that opportunity, I would never have been somebody that they could look at today and say, the very first African American to grace TED Talk in Saudi Arabia. So you have to really look at it. She always says something. Your why. Wendy always says something to me. She says, your why has to be bigger than anything else. Because frankly, when this Saudi Arabia thing came, I was fine. I was struggling with my why. And she'll tell you, I was struggling big time with my why, because I was trying to find my why. I said, look, sister, you have a publishing company here, you have a TV show here. Why in the world are you trying to do this? So and she would say, well, what's your why? I said, okay, let me go back to the drawing board again, because I need to find my why. And it took me months to finally say, you know what? There has to be something out here for me that even myself I've not seen. I've never even seen. And it took months of me sitting here and just doing the work here. And then, bam, this happened. And since that happened, other things have happened in my life. Other things have happened, even within the campus that I'm in right now. Right now, I'm writing a book. And the book, I'm publishing a book for a series of people right here in the heart of Saudi Arabia. So there's so many things that this course will open you up to. Many of you have heard things on her scope. You have heard things in her training. You've heard all these things, But I can guarantee you that this one, if you take your time, you study it, you do what it says for you to do, right? The next step will be for you to launch out and start finding your contract. Now, she can do that for you. You're gonna have to get up and take all the tools that she's giving you in this class and say, you know what, I'm gonna work it. No matter how long it takes, I'm going to work it because it works. It works.
Thank you, and congratulations. Yes. Ooh, because I tell you what, you getting over there, it was a struggle for both of us, okay? For you to say yes was a struggle for both of us, because I was just like, what percentage are you today? I'm at 90. I said, well, what percentage are you today? I'm at 85. I was just like, no, we need to get to 100, okay? All right. I was like, it will all work out. But what's your why? You got to have your reason for going. You know, what is it? And look, has she not gone now? I think TED Talk, Saudi Arabia, y'all, that's huge. There are so many opportunities, things like beyond your imagination when you talk about international. And if you all really look at the news and what you're reading now, look, I love Essence. I love Ebony. But they are not helping me get my international coins right about now. Okay. So I have to read things called Gulf News, you know, and talk and things that are dealing with different countries. That's all I want to see in my inbox, because I will get off focus, to be honest, because I'll start reading all the other kind of stuff. Now I look at other things, but I'm just saying there's a time when you can't just say everything that first thing you pick up is Ebony, the second thing you pick up is Essence. You know, start picking up some business magazines, look and see what's going on in these other countries, join some groups and follow and see the opportunities. A lot of you all are on Facebook anyway. And you're right. Most of you are on Facebook. Join these groups in these other countries and see what opportunities. Ask. Sometimes we don't even want to ask. Listen, is anybody looking for X, Y, and Z? Do you all need something? Would you like to collaborate? Just like Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock and I, we are collaborating with each other. A lot of us don't even want to collaborate. Just like with the training center that I had. Think about it. So if I had not come to Dubai to stay, I wouldn't have had this partnership with the training center. I wouldn't have. There's no way in the States I wouldn't have had that. And so now something that I have always, when I first started doing this journey, it started by doing training with the Abu Dhabi and the Dubai police and the government. As many of you have seen in pictures, if you follow me on Instagram, you can scroll through and see them as well. But that's where I started. And so I always knew I love training. I love training. And then so I was like, I want to have my own training center, but I was just like, I don't know if this is going to work, because there's a whole lot of laws here. They're changing things. The licensures has changed. It's just so much going on. And so the people that I have been training for was just like, well, why are you trying to do it on your own? Isn't that amazing? They said, why? Well, just come partner with us. Let's draw up some paperwork. And you just come partner and you learn up under us, and then you can go out on your own. How would you like the deal to look? That was something. How would you like it to look? Not like, oh, we hear you're going to get 20, you're going to get 30. They said, no, you write it up. Ain't that deep? Now, these people have had a company for over 6 years, and even some in New Delhi as well. And they said, no, you write it up and you tell us how you want it to look. Now, y'all know nobody in the States going to do that for us. You know they're not. You know they're not, right? And so even when I was writing it, I was like, I was like, well, what do I say? Because this is like crazy. It was disbelief. And then he was just like, no, I think you're cheating yourself. So I'm going to give you this instead. This is the percentage we're going to do. Then I'm going to do this. You're just cheating yourself. So with that, now I have a training center that I wanted, and I'm able to now learn from them as well. I can use it how I want to, market how I want to. Whenever I need something, I emailed the other day and said, I need this. They provide it. So that's a blessing. Could I have that same opportunity had I been in the States? No, I couldn't. I've been in training centers before, but no one's ever offered me just to say they wanted to partner with me. No one's ever done that without me having to give 5 cows to my children and everybody else. Which is also, speaking of children, I want to say this to you all who are mothers and who are married. You can actually be a global. That's right. You can be a global, and husbands and spouses, but you can actually be a global mother or father or husband or wife and still do this business. It has nothing to do with anything. It really makes your kids more diverse and well-rounded. It's so funny. My son has his own business, and since I saw his Instagram the other day, and it said, You know, he's making really good money in his second entrepreneurship venture. He has two. And he posted, he's like, I think it's time for a little vacation. And I'm thinking, you know, when I was 19 going on 20, I was going to the beach or to the mall. He had London, okay? He had that he was going to London for his vacation. I'm like, what are you going to wear? But see how their mindset has shifted? You see what I mean? He said he's going to London with his friends. And so, you know, it's another way to show them the world as well. So don't let anyone tell you that you can't be a mom, a wife, or a husband, or a father and not be global. My husband is global. He's a father as well and a husband. So you can do it. It has nothing to do with that. Again, it takes the discipline and it takes the planning. And if you have all of that, everything else will fall into place. But as Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock said and Dr. Ricky said, you have to be able to do the work. I cannot hand anything to you. Now, I do have clients, of course, that pay me a lot of money for me to hand them a contract. That's because I'm representing them. I am Wendy, so my name is fully on the line. That's a totally different ball game. And so I can't do that with everybody. At the end of the day, all you have is your name, right? That's it. And I don't have a staffing agency. So that I won't be able to do that. Does that make sense? But I can give you all the tools in this course. You just have to be able to do the work. What if you don't want to move, but you want to expand international? Is there a course a good start? This is the same thing. This is the same thing. You don't have to move. That's a great question. So that's a great question. So this course is not about you moving. You don't have to move. This is only if you want to. Remember, I just moved. I was doing this for years, going back and forth like somebody, ooh. Y'all, can y'all imagine 16 hours to fly on a plane for 3 days and turn back around and go another 16 hours to come home for 3 or 4 days to go another, but I was doing it for my children because I was still being a mom and I wanted to be able to do that. So I was trying to find the balance, but you do not have to move to be an international entrepreneur. You don't have to do that. So yes, this is in general. This course is about in general. And, you know, of course I would love people to live in Dubai with me, but I mean, or someplace, but no, you don't have to. Great question. Great question. All right. So this is how you get the course. Dr. Rick said he's coming. Hold on. We're going to do this. Now listen, it's a special offer because y'all are here. And now if y'all know me, y'all know that my courses are not under, have never been $79, okay? Never, ever, ever, ever. But we wanted you all to have this because I feel like, honestly, you can't give people free because they don't appreciate free, right? Thank y'all for the hearts. You can't give people free because they don't appreciate free. And then you have people that you can have a certain dollar amount, then it's an excuse. Then you have people, it's really honestly, unless you want it, then you're going to pay for it. You'll pay for what you want, regardless of whatever the price is. But $79 for 9 chapters and 5 workbooks, I think is very affordable, a class. And again, it depends on what you want. It honestly depends on what you want. Now, I'm in partnership with Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock on this. And so we decided to come up with this price together to be able to help people to exchange their currencies and go global. And so hold on. So that's the link that you can click. You can take a screenshot. It's storytellerbistro.com. Oh, you know what? If you are actually inside of the Facebook group, can you type it there? I know, or I'll put it inside the Facebook group. If you're on Periscope, you'll be able to click the link inside the bio as soon as I get off of here. Okay, so if you're on Facebook or anywhere, it'll be inside my link tree to be able to purchase the course for $79. Okay. Sis, did you want to do the you can do the trailer? I don't know.
How do I do the trailer?
Because I can't, I know it's going to shut me off because I tried to do it earlier and it's not stable enough to run it. Oh, wait, I didn't mute it. Wait, I muted you. Hold on. What'd you say?
I'm not so they can see it.
Oh, what are you on?
I'm on my phone.
Oh.
And then I'm also on my laptop.
Oh, okay. Can you hold your phone to the lap? Oh, you're on your laptop though.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking if I can put, how do I do this? So old what? Say that again.
Hello? Were you talking to me?
What do you want me to do again?
I was gonna say, can you hold it up or no?
Hold what up?
I don't know.
It's like that.
This is how we normally act, y'all. We have been on our best behavior through this now.
You know, Wendy, you know better. You know better than to put me out like that.
Let me see. I think it's gonna shut my bandwidth. Send me the put the link inside the chat.
Let me see.
I think my bandwidth is.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I do something?
Don't laugh at us. We have it. Thank you.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Hey, Wendy.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Can you pay for that in other currencies besides U.S.?
Can you pay for what?
What
the course, or is it just U.S. currency?
I think if you go in, it's going to whatever it is you're paying it, it's going to convert it into dollars. I think.
Yeah, it's going to convert it.
It's just like if you have a credit card, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
It's going to convert it. So
yeah,
great. Because I just have credit in other currencies, and I was just wondering. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's just like people in Britain now would order
convert
from Storyteller. So, but it converts it. So I would assume that's the same thing that it does with yours. Okay, so what do you want me to do now?
If it won't, I don't know if it's going to place it. So what I'll do is I will listen, if you all, because most of y'all are in the global zone, why don't you drop the trailer inside the global zone, and then we can let them view it with the course, and they can purchase a course with the trailer.
Well, what I've done is drop that link. If they open the link, then it takes them straight. Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, it takes them straight. Oh, hold on.
Not this one.
I know what to do. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Ashley, Global Success Society. That's nothing. So if you're in GSS, we will be in Dubai. Well, I'm in Dubai, but y'all will be coming to Dubai. Oh, I'm so excited in November. That's a whole other thing. Sis, you got it? Mine doesn't say, the link that I have doesn't have the trailer.
Okay, so the one you're talking about has Global Entrepreneur on it. So where the trailer is. So I'll say watch trailer.
Yeah. So we'll drop it inside of the global zone, you all, so you can watch the trailer. But again, it's $79, so it's a special offer, and the price will increase. But this is because you all are so great to be here. There it is. She put it inside the Facebook group, okay? So it's inside the Facebook group. You can watch the trailer. But I'm so glad that y'all came here to this release. Y'all, I was scared. Like, I'm serious. Like, a lot of people, y'all know I'm an introvert, right? Y'all do know that for real. I really am.
Whatever, Wendy. This is Tamara. Whatever, Wendy.
I am. Yes.
And I have on my you see my shirt?
T-shirt on representing, yes. She went to India too. We had to do a whole nother webinar on that.
Yes.
But yes, I am an introvert. I really am, for real. Oh, so you said, so you saw my Periscope when I went to Nashville to record the class. Yes, and I was scared. I didn't even know you was here, Carol. I am an introvert, y'all. Seriously. So that should tell y'all I really, really am. No, I'm being serious. Listen, and maybe I should talk about that because people really don't think I am, but I really am. I really, really am. And there's times when I know I should not be.
It's funny that you're saying that. I think it was yesterday actually at work, and we started talking about introvert and extrovert. And I said to somebody, I'm an introvert, and they busted out laughing. They said, well, maybe what you are is an ambivert. I said, now what's an ambivert? He said, an ambivert is somebody who is an introvert in their home, but outside they're able to hold their own as an extrovert. I said, whatever.
Oh, yeah, actually, no. That is it. No, but you know what I am? She said, please talk about it. I need help. Yeah, I really am an introvert. I truly, truly am. I'm not. And I think in certain situations, when it comes to like business and it comes to like networking with people, I do like to network, but it's always a reason why, if that makes sense. Like I have to know the reason why I'm going to talk to them. I have to have like a plan, to be honest. But the whole time I'm usually very nervous, to be honest with you. Even coming on here, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, let's get ready to start. Okay, but I am an introvert. I really am. But you just honestly, you have to remember your why, and you have to say, you know, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I go on here and I say, I'm just talking to my friends. Seriously, like if I'm going live or something, I'm just like, you know what? These are my friends. And you know what? If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. You know what? And people are going to judge you, you know, no matter where you are, who you are, whatever you're doing. So I'm just going to do me. I am actually going to get the job done regardless of whatever you have to say, and keep it moving. What you got to say, Ms.
Well,
Jordan?
Paula, Wendy, I just saw Paula. I just saw a name, Paula.
Oh.
She just purchased one.
Thank you so much, Paula. What you got to say, Ms. Joyful? Shaking your head.
That is not accurate. You are not an introvert.
I promise you.
When you're asleep.
I am. I promise you. She talking about it's not accurate. She over here shaking her head. She just stopped at the stoplight to tell me that. Yes, I am. I promise you. I do. Like even when we were in Indy, like I thought I was going to pass out on that stage and speaking. I was like, and you didn't know, did you? Like I really was like, Lord, I said so many prayers.
But you know what though? That doesn't make you an introvert, because every speaker, every great speaker, it doesn't matter if they've spoken for 50 years. Every time they get on, they're always scared. Every time. So, sister, that don't make you an introvert.
I am. I promise you I am. It's not just that. I don't, just like even now, like this is so uncomfortable, right? This is so uncomfortable. Ooh. Okay, back to sis. What are you doing? Are you putting
What am I doing? I'm trying to figure out how to get, because I would have really loved them to watch this video, because I wanted to laugh at you for a second.
I really don't want, you know, I'm like, I don't want it to work. It does not have to work.
I don't like that at all, because that's like, you know what, now you're challenging me, and I don't like that. Now I'm challenging.
Well, somebody raised their hand. Hold on, let me take this off a screen share. Hold on for a second.
Now I'm challenged.
Wait, somebody, you could come off of
put it on.
Somebody raised their hand. Do you have any questions while we're waiting? Somebody raised their hand. Tia, you raised your hand. Oh, there you are. Hold on. Girl, wait a minute. Okay, go ahead. Wait, what is this thing doing? Okay, go ahead.
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Hi, good morning. Hi, ladies. Am I unmuted? You can
You
hear me?
are.
Yeah. Because I'm having a fit over here with this introvert and extrovert conversation. I'm over here having a fit. Like, I just got to jump in, and I got a scarf on and everything, and I was not about to come on, but I couldn't take it no more. Because I really don't think people really understand. If you know me, which you don't get, but trust me, Pam knows me. Anybody would be like, no, ma'am. There's no way you are an introvert. That's not what it means. If you get your energy, if you have to be around people to get your energy, you are an extrovert. If you can be by yourself and don't have an issue with being by yourself, and your energy is really more about let me get to myself and recharge by myself, you are indeed an introvert.
Yes.
You can be an extroverted introvert.
Yes.
But everybody that's saying, no, you're not, and I don't even know you. But I believe when you know what you are an introvert. I am. Nobody would believe that. If you saw me, my whole presence stops the whole room.
Thank you.
You would assume that I was an extrovert, but I am indeed an introvert.
Yes.
Trust me. I don't need to be around people to get my energy. I get my energy alone. But that's what I wanted to jump on to say, because I had your back.
Thank you.
I couldn't type fast enough.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This Joyful look like she ain't trying to buy it though. But yeah. Sis, are you still trying to get that thing going?
Yeah, you got me going here now. So it's just like, you know, now you got me all, I'm trying to, okay now, so if I put it on Zoom, if I get on Zoom on my laptop, then I can share it. Oh, where am I here? All right, okay. If I can find me, then, all right, I think I know what I'm gonna do now. All right, I can find me.
Try minimizing your screen. This way you can use both screens at the same time on one monitor. And then once you get the laptop running, try switching over to screen share. That way you're not switching.
That's,
If you don't have two monitors to use at the same time, try
yeah,
cutting it in half and half. And then once you get it running, you click screen share and then expand it.
okay, hold on a second. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. All right, so where is Wendy here? Okay, got Wendy here. All right, this is the problem I have. I can never split my, yeah. All right, okay.
You know the middle box where you click as if you minimizing your screen? Click that and then use your mouse to draw your screen over. So then you can have it in a half. And then once you get it running, get the video running, click the expand screen and move it back open.
Okay, got you. You see, Miss Wendy, don't be starting nothing here. All right. It is not doing what.
If you sign into the meeting on your laptop, because I do it in my group, if you sign into this meeting in the laptop, you can still screen share. Yep, there you go. But you have to screen share on your Wendy has to probably allow you. There you go. We see you.
Sis, just mute it. See if it'll play. Yeah.
There you go.
Now you will go to the Facebook group. Yep, there you go. Yay. Open the tab and go to Facebook. You have to open the clean tab and go to Facebook, and then you can upload it to the Facebook from that way. Use the clean tab next to the trailer and open Facebook.
you saying something?
Yes, I can't hear it. Can y'all hear it? Y'all can't hear it, right?
No, I don't hear anything.
You can't hear it?
Just
No.
drop the link inside of Facebook Messenger. Inside our message that you send to me, drop the link inside of there. I can't. I'm trying to see something. I turned off another piece of the Wi-Fi. Maybe it'll.
Oh, you know what? Hold on.
I might have to come off the Periscope. Yeah. I mean, I need to share.
Yeah.
Did you?
All right, where am I dropping this now, sis?
Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock. Where did you go? Now we can't hear you at all. Y'all, this is hilarious. We always got something going on. Bye, Paula.
You can't hear me?
Thank you for joining.
Can you hear me?
Princess.
Huh? Can you hear me?
All right.
No?
Here we go. Yeah, this is Thelma and Louise.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, sis, you know what? The trailer actually does not play. It's not just. Can you hear me? Where are you? Like she just disappeared. Can any of y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yes,
Hello?
Wendy, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can hear both of you.
Okay. Okay. Princess. Listen. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Because we can't hear you. You're welcome, sis. It's not your video. It will not play. I just tried to play the trailer. It won't play. Even so, it's not playing. The volume is not playing. Even on mine. So it's something. I guess maybe when you're playing it through here, it won't do it because it's not. I can't hear it at all.
Well, so they have to go on the website then.
So
They have to go. Maybe there's something behind.
Yes, every Thelma needs a Louise. This is Thelma and Louise. We are definitely that. So we will drop the trailer inside of the Facebook group, but I just actually tried to. Y'all can hear her? Who can y'all hear? I can't hear you no more. Can y'all hear me? So this is what we'll do. We'll drop it. So make sure you're inside the global zone. Here we go. Let me just go to the Facebook group and I drop the link because this is where you will be able to look at the recording and then join the group and it'll be here. Do y'all have any questions? All right, so join the Facebook group, The Global Zone, and we'll drop the trailer there, but sis, it won't play on my end either. Oh, okay. All right, do you have any questions? I appreciate you all joining and being with me through this release. Hey, Nicole, because sister was scared. This is really doing the scare. So once you actually purchase the course, then I want you all to email me your feedback, okay? And it's going to, listen, it's 9 chapters and it's 5 workbooks. So it's not, do not purchase the course and say, okay, I'm going to get through it within a week. Now I need you all to purchase the course. I need you to take some time and go through the course. And since they can keep the course, right? They keep it.
Yes. Well,
What
always continue to go.
We can't hear you. What that mean? She look at this, y'all. She about this. She doing like this. What does this mean? What does this mean? Yes. Yes. So that means you get to keep the course. Okay. So you can watch it again. All right. So again, it's on special for $79. The link is inside of the Facebook group as well. So it's 9 chapters and 5 workbooks, and it's all on eCourse. So this is new for me because you all know I do a lot of everything I do is live, but this was live. And the thing about it, I will say this with Dr. Princess Fumi Hancock, she's a director. So she was doing it from the point of view from people who were trying to go global and trying to understand. So she was asking, pulling out questions that people wanted to hear. Does that make sense? Versus me just coming up with my own script and what I thought. She was really being the devil's advocate. Like, no, tell me, how do I do this? Tell me how I do X, Y, and Z. You've been out a little, well, thank you for being here. Tell me how. So that was good. So you'll see that inside the class. She pulled it all out. So she was a great director. Like I said, things that I had my own little sheets of paper that, I mean, I had my whole script and everything written, and she took all those papers away from me. She was just like, no, boo, you are not going to be reading from no script today. You're going to be taking everything from your mind and your experiences and what you have. And that's what we did. All right. So the course, exchange your currencies. And so if you look back up, Nicole, it has a link and everything in there in the trailer. We're just going to see why it's not playing. But again, I appreciate you all being here. If no one has any questions, I appreciate you being part of the course. Sis, thank you for joining me past your bedtime. I know it's late in Saudi Arabia. I know it's almost that time.
Hey, Wendy.
So I do appreciate
Wendy,
it. It's 10:30 here in Dubai, and thank y'all so much. I know you all have things to do on a Friday, but you all were here with me, so it means so much to me, seriously, because I said, if nothing else, just come support me as I actually release this masterclass that I do. It was hashtag do it scared, because I was scared. My husband can tell you I was scared. I was like, I'm so scared. And then I was just like, oh, I can't do this. So many times I just wanted to say no. And so, but I was able to do it. So step outside of your comfort zone and do something that you've never done before. It'll open up so many opportunities for you. Just like I did living in Dubai, opportunities are endless. So I pray this course blesses you as it has blessed me to be able to do it. All right. Well, thank you all so much.
Wendy,
And
can you hear me?
See you all soon, sis. I will send you the recording. I'm going to send you something so I can talk to you on this other thing. You got to download it though, okay?
Well, I want to say this. I want to say this publicly
because we got to figure out this thing. This train is not playing. Okay? Thank y'all for joining me on Periscope.
No.
What? Y'all, she doing like this. What does that mean? What? Thank y'all on Periscope. Please share. Bye. Just type it. I have no idea what that means. And my phone's about to go dead, so I need to find a charger. All right, thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. Sis, I'll send you a link back on Zoom, okay? Bye, y'all. I'll send you another link. Bye. Let me make sure I do this right.